During tough economic times, there are all sorts of things in your life that you can deprioritize. You can deprioritize things like cable TV entertainment. You can deprioritize going out to restaurants to eat. And you can even deprioritize certain types of foods at the grocery store where you can downshift to things that cost a little bit less. But one thing that you cannot deprioritize is the need to have dental health. If you get a cavity, you need to get that fixed. Because if you follow some of the tips that I'm going to describe in this video and you can prevent getting even one cavity, you're going to save a heck of a lot of money. Okay, so dental health, let's go. It's a topic that nobody ever wants to think about. Nobody's excited about going to the dentist, I guess, unless you are in pain and you have something that you need to get taken care of and you really want to get to the dentist so they can fix it. But as a prophylactic against issues that you might get in the future, nobody wants to think about this stuff, but it's so important that you do so you don't get into that situation where you're in pain and you absolutely are willing to pay anything to get out of that situation. Now, I recently released here on my channel a video all about different types of hygiene, including dental hygiene. If you want to check out the full video, here's a link to it up here. But for this video, we're going to be focusing specifically on dental hygiene, and more specifically on a certain technique that I think far too few people take advantage of, and that is using a water pick. Now, when I clean my teeth at the end of every day, I will brush my teeth, I will floss my teeth, I use a dental rinse on my teeth, and all throughout the rest of the day, if you can cut down on things like processed sugars, those are all going to play a role as well. But using a water pick, I think, is an underutilized technique that a lot of people don't take advantage of, and I've been using a water pick for several years, and ever since I started, I haven't gotten a single cavity. It seems like an excellent way of not only cleaning off the surface of your teeth, but also blasting up underneath your gums, getting a lot of that stuff out, getting between your teeth. It's an excellent way of cleaning out all the junk before you start brushing your teeth. Oftentimes when I am brushing and flossing, I'm a little bit concerned when I haven't used a water pick that there might be stuff on my teeth, and as I'm brushing or as I'm flossing, I'm actually taking that junk and shoving it up deeper under my gum line. If you hit your whole mouth with a water pick first, you're taking a lot of stuff and just flushing it out before you go in and you do the more abrasive work with the brushing and the flossing. Now, there were two different types of water picks that I want to talk about in this video. One I've used for many years, and one I was sent recently by a company to try out, and as soon as I tried out this new water pick, I haven't gone back to the old one. Now, there are pros and cons to both of these water picks. The one that I've been using for many years is one that worked very well, and I didn't get any cavities while I was using it. One of the things that I like about this is made by Panasonic, is that it uses batteries that are very easy to source. It uses AA batteries. It's very easy to replace out batteries when it runs out. I've always run it with rechargeable batteries, and it's always worked really, really well for me. I think in the past 10 years, I've owned two of them. One of them lasted about 7 years or so, and then it kind of clogged up and stopped working. But for the price that I paid for it, for 7 years of absolutely no cavities, absolutely worth the price. Now, why have I stopped using that one and I've moved to a new one? It's not just because it's new and I like, the newest, latest, greatest thing or anything like that. The new one that I got is a lot stronger, and I feel like it does an even better job cleaning off my teeth. It has 5 different pressure levels, so depending on what your tolerance is for, getting water sprayed into your mouth, you can kind of adjust it along those lines. I always keep it at the highest setting, but if this is something that's new to you, you might want to start at a lower setting, then you can kind of work your way up as your gums kind of toughen up. But what's great about this one is that it can constantly be recharged right in the unit. You don't have to swap batteries out in order to get new power into it. I mentioned the Panasonic one that I'd used did reuse rechargeable batteries, but you'd have to kind of screw the thing open and pull the batteries out, run them onto the charger, put some new batteries in. The new one, it's very easy to just plug it in the back, and you can kind of keep it constantly powered up using that method. The new one also has a larger water reservoir. What I find that I will usually do with a water pick, at least to these handheld models, is I will fill up the water reservoir and do one half of my mouth, and then refill the water reservoir and then do the other half of my mouth. And I find that the reservoir in the newer water pick is a little bit bigger, and it really pushes me to do a better job on all of my teeth. The one downside to the new Waterpik is that it has a battery that's integrated right into the unit itself. So when the battery dies, and someday the battery will die, the entire unit is, it's just trash. They have like a 1-year warranty, so if the battery dies within the first year, you can send it into them and they'll replace it out. But after that, and I confirmed this with the company, there's no service to swap the battery out. They won't send you a new battery. You can't send the unit in to be serviced. It's unfortunately one of these things where, once it gets to once the battery gets to the end of its service life, the entire thing is just landfill fodder. And I think that's a real disappointment for a lot of the way that our society operates. But that said, it works really, really well, and I'm going to use it right into the ground, because even if it only prevents one cavity, for the price of these units, I think that it's really worth it. I'm going to put links down in the description below to both of the units, the Panasonic one that I used for many, many years, and also the newer one. So if you're interested in either of these, you can check them out. But whatever you do, I'd highly recommend you really up your dental game. We're moving into economic times that are going to make it difficult for a lot of people to maintain things like their dental health, to maintain a lot of the things in our lives that we used to take for granted. And if you can prevent a problem before it even becomes an issue, not only are you going to save yourself a lot of pain and suffering, but you can also save yourself an enormous amount of money. So while buying units like this is an investment financially in the present, it can save you so much more money down the line, even, again, if it only prevents one cavity. And for me, it's prevented every possible cavity that I might have had over the past 2 decades. That's it, and thanks for watching. Please subscribe for new videos all the time, and if you'd like to support this channel, you can do so either through Patreon or PayPal.